live in troubled times. That's no secret at the moment. And do you think that by denying the immense power of art, in your case, films, by denying that power, you're doing a disservice to society, because actually you have a platform available to you to change the thought of an entire generation. You can change the way people dress. You surely have the power to change the way people think. But for some reason in the 20-year career, you haven't done that many films that could use that power efficiently.
Yeah, I would like to believe what you say, Koel. I would like to believe that the job that I do is as important as you think it is. But I'll be very honest with you, Koel. Since I've started acting, long time ago, 30 years now. I've never thought of it as like you said. Maybe younger people have started to think that, and maybe I've missed thinking like that. But having said that, power to change the way kids dress is hugely different from power to change the way people think. It's hugely different. I don't know, or maybe the way I watched cinema, or the platform that we're talking about. This is the only platform I know. I watched the films for a reason, which was just to be able to, escape from the problems perhaps I had when I was young, and even now. And maybe that's why I make an escapist kind of cinema. I've never thought cinema is going to change my life. I've never really thought that. I'm really sorry. Maybe I should start thinking like that. And I truly agree. If you feel that I have not done enough films to change the way people think, maybe I haven't, and maybe it's not too late even now. Maybe I've got another 45 years of superstardom #1 position, so I will try it 100%.
Right, hi. It'll go right behind that. I think it was you.
Smoking is banned here, right?
Oh, sorry.
Just asking.
Oh, sorry. I was focusing there. Sorry about that, ma'am. No, that's fine. Please go ahead. Oh, after him? All right. Okay, since you're standing already. No, he's already behind you, sir. He's already.
Yeah. Sorry. Now, this whole morning, actually, we've been talking about, does terror have a religion, or what is it? Terror have a religion, yes. And we are again referring to the issue. I think that it's important in the context of what you're saying and what Koel is saying, what you can do, is for all of us to talk beyond religion, because religion is actually the myopia of men, because it's created by man, it's practiced by man. So it has all the limitations. And even if it is conceived hypothetically to be extraordinary, in practice it becomes ordinary, because eventually we are human beings who practice it. So it is important for India perhaps to move from religion to spirituality, which is about the cosmos, which is about much bigger issues, and not related to our own little minds, however big we may think they are. So that cinema could handle, and art could show the way from religion to spirituality.
I agree on a level that you say, sir. Sorry, I didn't get your name.
Amannath.
Aman, sir. But I also think spirituality is a very, very personal and private thing. It has to come, as we say, I don't know how you describe it, but from within. It's a strange term. It comes from within. We can't describe it. I'll say something very strange, which I've said in a documentary when somebody was shooting it on me, and I said, I truly believe acting to me is spiritual. I get into this strange sense of being where everything goes dark, and I say this honestly. Obviously, when you see me on screen, a lot of critics don't think so at all. But I really do believe when I'm giving those lines, I'm doing those shots, I'm in a state of spirituality. And a lot of... Yeah, and I think when I sense it like this, to me, acting is not just a means of making money or just entertaining and agreeing with Koel. This, yes, it's a platform to do some other stuff, and spirituality is the way. But again, if we start taking and reading the spirituality that that exists only, I think we'll have the same myopic viewpoint that we have of the religion. I think all of us, in our own sense, find individual spirituality, and I can assure you, if anybody can understand this, that it is the universal truth. It has to come from us, and it has to be whatever we believe in, whatever we think is spirituality, and get into this nice space. But I think if we start making spirituality available to everyone through what there is a lot of spirituality available already in books and in a lot of places, a lot of people I meet. But I think then again it'll become myopic. Spirituality, and yes, it would be a fantastic way if we can do it through cinema. But I think if I do it through cinema, it might just be my spirituality, may not work for yours, and stop being universal and myopic as religion has become right now. But it's a good thought. Only thing is, the films won't be hits if I make them about spirituality. That I just want to tell you, we make no money.
Ma'am.
Shah Rukh, you just made a statement that we should be proud of our poverty. That seems a bit strange to me. Could you explain?
Oh yeah, I don't mean we should keep on letting it exist. No, I didn't mean it. If that's it's strange if I mean
What
it like
did
that.
you
Yeah.
mean?
I meant right now
Accept
it is there. Yeah, we cannot deny it. We can't close our eyes to it and get disturbed if somebody's come and shot in our slums.
Yeah.
I think the first way to spirituality also and greatness and goodness is accepting the truth. Somebody once told me that the beauty of truth is as soon as you accept it, it vanishes. Like if I have a problem, I have a fat nose. And all my life, and I'm sorry, I'm not very intellectual, I'm giving you a silly example, but I have a fat nose, and all my life I've tried to hang around like this because I have a fat nose, or I believe I have a fat nose. And one day I accepted the truth that I don't have a fat nose, and the hand went. So I think the beauty of truth is that it makes the problem vanish. So I think we need to accept the fact that there is poverty, and maybe if we accept it, we'll do something to remove it. It's been high time. I mean, and I'm talking in my aggressive tone, and I'd like to say I haven't done much either. So it's not something that I'm saying it because I've done it, so everybody should do it. But I think we need to accept there is poverty and then try to make it vanish in the physical way, not in the spiritual way only.
Do you think it would help if Indian cinema stopped idealizing poverty and whitewashing it and showing it in a glamorous format?
I don't think it's not been addressed at all in cinema. I don't think anyone has kind of glamorized poverty. That would not, I think, work on a creative or on an intelligent level at all. That's never happened, actually. The depiction of it has always been very peripheral. It's never been in the focus of things like it was in Slumdog Millionaire. It's kind of...
If you're talking about the kind of cinema, are we talking really commercial cinema, the more used cinema in the country? I think, yes, I do agree with Karan. It's never been used in that sense that we've glamorized poverty. Or,
it's actually not been addressed ever. And that's what we were talking about. Inherently, I think that's what Shah Rukh means, that I think it can happen, and therefore we can find a way forward by addressing it in the right fashion. It's just never been addressed. We've had Ram Gopal Verma try and show it as an atmosphere, an ambience, as maybe an kind of just to show it just in the background. But it's never been addressed. I think every time it has been addressed, it's been on an international level, and therefore sometimes the depiction has been questioned. But I think what Shah Rukh was trying to say is, I think accepting it and addressing it in a way that may be mainstream might therefore extend and produce a way forward to even do something to achieve it. I think that's what cinema doesn't do, I think, in India. We don't make impressionable films. Like a film like Milk in Hollywood may go back and open the ban on gay marriage. And that's happened. The entire movement started post the film and everything that came with the film. I think in India, that doesn't happen really. We treat cinema merely as a form of entertainment and not as a platform where things can happen and be achieved. And I think that should start changing. Yes, sorry about that.
Shah Rukh, two quick questions. Let's say you are a good Muslim, but let's say you were Shekhar Krishna. SK was Shekhar Krishna.
Shekhar Radha Krishna, SRK.
Shekhar Radha Krishna. How do you perceive people would react in terms of their love, in terms of considering you an icon? Some people hate you. How would you perceive that? So if you were a Hindu, how would you see the reaction to you? Would you be still the same? You would not perceive any differences, or would you? That's my first question. Second is, you mentioned about making money in commercial cinema and so on. How do you perceive, and there's a lot of corporate people sitting here, corporate entering into films, we want return on capital. And most of the films bomb, as per my information, though I love to see films, but your films are box office hits, but majority of the films bomb. So how would you convince corporate world to get into films?
Okay, first I'll just answer you the first question, which is about Shekhar Radhakrishnan. I don't think there would be any difference. I think that's what the point I was trying to make, really. That I've never been made to be aware through my profession or otherwise about my religion in this wonderful country. I find it really strange when I hear it also. And I don't think Amir has been made to feel any different, or Salman has been, or any of us. And Dilip Saab, whether he's Yusuf Khan or not. I think artists have this tendency to transcend. I mean, that's what I meant, that art and artists do have this little tendency that you don't really consider who is from what community, what sect. You just like it or you don't like it. I would still smell as sweet, whatever name you call me by. And to talk about corporate, yes, see, I have this belief that, some corporates have gotten into cinema. I think the corporate culture, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it is what corporate is a Western idea, Western thought, and a wonderful thought, organization and researches and graphs and power lunches. I like the word power lunches, so I'll say it twice. Everything, it's really funny. Power lunches is really cool. Oh, yeah. And all this is, I think, what the problem is, when you started to use it in traditional industries, traditional jobs like maybe iron and steel and even finance, I think it works because these are more internationally already, you can utilize the service of an industry from India abroad, the traditional ones, and even finance, it's an international kind of job. But films are a little different. Indian films have never been international. They've never been the bauxite or aluminum from the south that you can talk about, or the copper, or the financial or the software, which can be accepted all over the world. So I would love the corporates to come down and bring in the organization, which they are trying to, but I think it'll have to be a different kind of a corporate culture. It cannot be, and I've been saying this for years now in every platform that I've got. If you're bringing me a corporate culture of the traditional business or of the Western ideology, it is not going to work in cinema. Strangely, all big cinema houses are personality-driven, whether it's Walt Disney or whether it's Yash Chopra. It's a strange thing. Unless you happen to be a film personality who loves the cinema, who loves Mickey Mouse, the leader of that corporate section, I don't think you'll be able to somehow, what you guys call a brand, we call a personality, is important for people making cinema. And corporate culture is a little too cold, strangely, for films. When I meet corporate people, they tell me this, yeah, Shah, what are the returns on our capital? I'm like, do you see the beauty of the mists in the mountain? Do you see Sushmita Sen in a sari in high speed? Do you see the yellow flowers? Tujhe dekha to ye jana sanam. Yeah, but I don't see the money. And it has to be. It is also, I like to say, it is a strange art form. Cinema is a strange art form that it is measured on the anvil of finance, on business, Normally art is for art's sake. I'm not saying cinema should be like this, but it's not good cinema for your world and even mine, actually. It's not good cinema unless it's a hit. So I make a painting, and I think it's really beautiful, and I think it's fantastic, and you think so, and we go and try it, and try to sell it, and nobody really gives us the price that we want. And we say, this is not a good painting. How does that change the painting? I thought it was always beautiful. So you make some paintings, which you have to finally take a call. Nobody liked it, but I still love it. Mr. Raj Kapoor once said, all the films of mine which did not work are like a disabled child. That's why I love them even more. I doubt in a corporate boardroom the chairman will ever say this. Let's invest in this disabled child. Let's lose some money, guys. Yeah, so it's never going to happen.
Today the youths have dream of becoming film stars and cricket stars. How do you foresee their future and the future of the country?
All the guys who want to be film stars?
The youth aspire to be cricket stars are film stars
Yeah.
today. And how do you foresee their future and the future of the country?
I think fantastic. I think every youngster should be encouraged. I think cinema and art forms and all art forms have reached a level where it is commercially viable. If not so right now, it is, because the corporates are also entering and they're doing a great job. I think it is a great business proposition. You know, when I was growing young, everybody wanted to be a doctor. And then, did I say when I was growing young?
Yes, apart from other things.
I'm Benjamin Button. Okay, yes, I'm growing young. Yeah, when I was growing up, everybody said, "Oh, let's be a doctor," and "Oh, let's be an engineer." And the girls wanted to be all stewardesses and air hostesses. You know, these were the professions. I remember. I'll tell you a little story if you have time. If you want to throw me out. My aunt is. I tell this story to everyone. My aunt is in London. 35, 40 years of general practitioner, doctor. Been working there. Her son has a British accent and everything. She's very educated and big doctor. And I remember my film Bazigar had released, so that was the first time. I was 27 when I'd gone to London. I never traveled abroad, and I went there and I met her, and I was very proud. I was a big star because my first film had done well, second had done sort of well, and Bazigar, so I was like already a star. And she's from Hyderabad, and she met me, and she loves me like a son. And she said, "Beta, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा. ये सब तो बहुत ठीक है. But तुम काम कब करना शुरू करेंगे?" And I'd done 6, 7 films, you know, and this is now with an educated lady, you know. So
When you were growing up.
Yeah, when I was growing young.
Yeah.
And I think I do would like to point out people like Karan Johar, people like Farhan Akhtar. These are my friends, but even the directors that have Sanjay Bansali, some youngsters have brought in that culture that it's great to be an actor. I think I would like my daughter to be an actor. I'd like my son to be an actor. And not just because he happens to be Shah Rukh Khan's son. I'm not from the film industry. Just as a profession. And even more than that, I want my daughter to be a sportswoman. I want my son to be a sportsman. I want him to be a soccer player. I want him to be... I wanted to be a sportsman. I come from a lower middle class family. My parents were very nice. They were very good. And they quickly died also, so I didn't have to take permission for too long from them. But I honestly tell you, they never stopped me, but I realized it. I realized it somewhere, that there is no, like my aunt said about acting, about sports. 1.2 billion people in this country and only 11 will be chosen to play for cricket in India. That's a huge, huge competitive level here. And we don't have enough platforms for sports. And I would also like to say a lot of hatred would reduce, coming back to the topic here, if we are sportsmen. Because it does teach us to be sportsmanlike. It does teach us sportsman spirit. I think it does teach us how to lose but not be losers. And as long as, you know, when we are growing up and we are younger and impressionable, like a lot of people are who are terrorists now, I think these guys suddenly lose a couple of times and forget losing is not the same as becoming a loser. These kids are becoming losers. I think sports will teach them not to become losers. And it's important. I think great future for us.
The gentleman with the... Oh, sorry, the mic's with somebody else? All right. Right, sorry about that.
That's okay. Have you been criticized by Muslim hardliners for being a moderate Muslim? And how do you react to them?
Not yet. I mean, I'm quite careful about it. I'm a good actor. No, I have read the Quran in the language that I understand now. I read it when I was a child. And I have never spoken about Islam in any derogatory, wrong manner. I only speak about Islam in the word of the Quran, you know. And yes, a couple of times I say things, some people get a little disturbed and say, Janab, ye nahi bolna chahiye tha aapko. But I'm like, I try to explain it and reason it out. But I'm not an unreasonable person. I will not make a statement about Islam just because it sounds good. I think it is as wonderful. It's the most beautiful religion. I think it's great. It's fantastic. I'm Muslim, and it's fantastic to be me, I think. And I'm sure it's as fantastic to be a Hindu and as fantastic to be a Christian. And if, you know, there's a little confusion between faith and religion. I don't know if my English is correct, but, you know, faith by definition means different practices of same things. So religion being one, there's a different faith. You know, so Islam is a faith, and you have to accept the fact that we will practice things differently. And why is it? Why is it that I can eat Italian food, I can eat French food, and I can eat pizza, which is Italian? Yeah. Okay. I mean, tandoori murg. Okay, you can eat different foods and not have an issue. You can learn different languages, Spanish, German, French, Hindi, English, Sanskrit, and not be schizophrenic still. And why is it, if I was to learn about Christianity, if I was to learn about Hinduism, I have grown up like that. You know, I was in a Catholic school, St. Columba, I'm very proud of it. I've learned my Hinduism from doing Ram Leelas of Chhabra Sahib in Delhi, which was wonderful. I used to be in the Vanar Sena. I just like to say it once for you. Yeah. Bol Siyapati Ramachandra ki jai, Pavan Putra Hanuman ki jai. So I used to do all this stuff. And I've learned Islam from my family. And that is why I think I've been able to appreciate all the religions. So if we can do that, none of the hardliners, I think, have ever misunderstood me because, yes, my wife is a Hindu. My children say Nasrun Minallah and Bismillah, and they say the Gayatri Mantra also, and it's quite okay, and it's nice. And a lot of my friends are, yes, sort of hardliner Muslims, and they also come to my house and listen to the mantra, and then they listen and see us do the namaz. And sometimes we don't do it properly, and the hardliner guys just teach us how to do it properly. And I'm okay. I'm like, good. It's a learning experience. So I've never really been picked on. And I don't think any Muslim will ever pick on me either. Because I do speak the word of Quran, which is actually quite like the word of the Bible, which is quite like the word of the Torah, which is quite like the word of the Gita and Mahabharata and everything. It's all the same here. I find it so strange when we're fighting about this. It's like, same novel, same topic, just different languages. What is the issue, man? I mean, you turn around and you say, no, my language novel is better. They're just translations. Why is everyone having such a big issue about it, And then I hear new religions cropping up, Scientology, and I'm like, God, we're going to have more novels now. we can't, please, let's just understand this. It's the same story. It's just about goodness and kindness and love and niceness and the impermanence of life. If we understand the impermanence of life, maybe we'll start respecting life a little more and our religions a little more.
We have many questions in the house. We're going to have time to take just a couple more. There's a lady in green already standing up, which is
Hi, Shah Rukh.
Good evening,
topical
You
color.
endorse lots of products, and
That's
we
three
buy
things.
those products because you endorse them. Yeah. I want to know how much you believe in them, or you only see the commercial viability, or do you use any of those products?
My hair's all L'Oreal because I'm worth it. I don't know about him. But anyway, you can answer that.
Everybody asks me this question, I mean, I understand the reason behind it. I'll tell you three things about this very quickly, because I guess we're running late for time, and this is an embarrassing question also. but I'll tell you. One is that obviously, that the products that I endorse, they choose me, I don't choose them. I don't have a management company where I say, please go out and search and tell everyone, Shah Rukh is really good for your product. Like I did my friend's Godrej soap also. Which is okay, She decides, ki I'm cool, I look nice naked. Parmesh always says that. And, I'm just joking. Adi Sahib, I'm just joking, huh? You know me. Okay, they're my dear friends. I can do this. Okay, but what I was saying was, I just take, the products are there. I do try very, very clearly, and I've been really lucky that because of the status I have accidentally or with my work achieved as an actor, I do get the greatest quality products. Which we all otherwise would also assume are great properties and great quality, even if I wasn't endorsing it. So there are some really nice products that come my way. A case in point would be, I'd say a car like Santro. They're going to pay me extra for doing this. But a car like Santro, it's a people's car, and it has turned out well. Obviously, they have all their faults and stuff. So one is that. How much do I use it? Initially, yes. I'll be very honest. Initially, yes. When I started, I had only one consideration, that I will never, ever do a movie for money. And I don't do it even till now, though people disbelieve that. I will do anything else, for money, which is an offshoot of my work, but I will never do a movie because, for any other reason, but because I want to tell that story. And I've maintained that for 20 years. So I would, yes, for commercial reasons. I started this. I remember people used to look down upon actors advertising, and they would say, थोड़ा सा छिछोरा लगता है यार, थोड़ा ना enigma कम हो जाता है, थोड़ा सा एक खत्म यार वो enigmatic नहीं रहता. I'm like, listen, I don't want enigma, I want money. Yeah, I want a big house, which Mr. Arun Puri likes. So I was very, like a youngster is, I wanted to do well, and I've done that. But yes, now I do consider the implications, because I've reached a level where even if I do a bad guy role, people get disturbed. They say, my children like you. You can't go around throwing women off buildings now. So I do think about it. I do think like this also, to be honest, because I have my own kids. जब तक अपने पर नहीं बीतती तो आदमी सीखता नहीं है. And I do really consider the products that I do. I'm like, it should be of a certain quality. Of course, I can't guarantee it because I don't know so much detail. But I know when Godrej is offering me a product, it's a worldwide known house of greatness. And if they are choosing me, it's an honor to me, and it has to be good. I can't be testing what they've already tested, So how much do I use it? Yes, I've just driven here in a Santro. I did, but, India Today gave me another car. And I try to use it as much as I can, whenever I can, and mostly because it's free most of the time, like my Tiger watches. Buy them now at the new price, which is going down because of recession. See, I've even plugged my goods. That's why they do it. But I'm being honest. I do it because I want to do films of the choices of what story to tell, really. But I do respect and thank all the products that I've endorsed, that they've given me a chance really to do cinema that I wanted to do in my life. So I really thank them, and I owe my career to all the people who've chosen me as an ambassador for their products, really.
You're welcome on their behalf.
Okay.
We have the time for the last two questions. Yes, sir, he's been asking for a while. So you have a mic coming up.
I've come from Pakistan.
Now we can hear your voice, Pakistan.
Thank you. And I'm grateful to India Today and Mr. Arun Puri for giving us the opportunity of being here and listen to so many distinguished speakers, icons like yourself. My interest is peace, good relations between India and Pakistan. And my question was that other than what you are doing by way of films to make friends in Pakistan, what can you do, or people like you in film business, to promote peace?
Between our countries?
Yes.
I mean, ask what not the film industry can do for you. Ask what Pakistan and India can do for each other first, man. don't put it on us. भैया हम तो कुछ नहीं करेंगे, हम लड़ते रहेंगे, तुम लोग कर लो जो करना है, कोई फिल्म बना दो अच्छी सी. My family is from Pakistan. My father is from Peshawar. I'm very proud of it. I'm from Kisa Khani, Lahori Dihatti. And I have my whole family still there. I would love to go and meet them. And I've been to Pakistan many times when I was younger. My father took me. And I think in the art part of it, I think there already is an amazingly peaceful and beautiful relation. Some of the greatest singers that we use in our films, some of our films that are being releasing, this bilateral business and art exchange is already happening. Yes, that is there. And I won't talk about it. Bhatt Saab is doing a lot about it. A lot of other people are trying. I would love my films to release there. I know they do. And people love me there and love our films, and that's very appreciated. And I think, personally, none of the Pakistanis and Indians have problems with each other, I don't know, I had a friend in London for 5 years, and I found out after 5 years later that he was from Pakistan or Rawalpindi, and, it doesn't come in the way. I think we've taken politics to a very extreme level. And politics is about giving diplomatic and strange answers. And I think in these strange answers and going around way that we've been addressing things, we've just confused the issue so much. Unfortunately, it is reaching nearly a peak where it might be unresolvable very fast. And I think what we should say to everyone, as a person from Pakistan, and I don't think it's any different from as a person from India, I think we all should just try and say that, can we just start speaking honestly about the problems we have and, get it over with. As far as I'm concerned, whenever I get a platform like this, all I can say, if it's not through films में तो मैं क्या है, मैं जाके मैं पाकिस्तान का था, मैंने हिंदुस्तानी लड़की से शादी भी कर ली, ऐसा बॉर्डर अक्रॉस सब कर लिया मैंने, वो सब ऐसा प्यार मोहब्बत इश्क की बातें, मैंने जैसा देश है तेरा वैसा देश है मेरा, ये सब क्या मैं सब आई हैव डन माई बिट फॉर द यूनिटी ऑफ इंडिया एंड पाकिस्तान थ्रू माई फिल्म्स एंड आई विल कंटिन्यू टू डू सो, आई प्रॉमिस. It always works at the box office. But beyond that, just to be honest, as an Indian and as a Pakistani, I think we're all same, and I think we should just try and say that let us not, the politics of these two countries, destroy the relationship that you and I share, that the individual normal people of Pakistan and India share. I really get sometimes very scared. Like, of course, we had an issue. We didn't get our players from Pakistan. I do find it little, hey, listen, I can assure you, none of the fans in the stadiums are going to get disturbed with the Pakistani players playing in the IPL. But yes, we are worried that there are some political people who will get very disturbed with it. So let's not go there. So I think let's just talk to each other and say just one thing. Whatever the politics of either country, let me be honest, we'll keep blaming you, and you can keep on blaming us. It's okay, as politicians. But as people, I don't think we need to blame each other. I think we just, and let me just tell everyone, I'm from Pakistan, and nobody in the world hugs as well as Pakistanis do. Okay, so you teach us how to hug, and we'll teach you a few things. I'll teach you how to act, and and do some good stuff. So I think we should keep it very simple, personally.
Right, ma'am, you had a question? Sorry, you didn't have a question? Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Karanjor and Mr. Khan, for giving me time. We had an interesting dialogue, but I think somewhere along the line we lost the theme of the evening, which is called Challenges of Change. I think the society knows, and all of us know, that the film stars, closely followed by media, they affect the Indian public and all of us the most. All right? I am educated. I'm a professional. I have a family life. I saw a Wednesday, which was much before the 26/11, and I thought I'll die a happier and a proud person if I'm able to do something what Mr. Shah did in that movie. I would like to know what you, because the theme of this session was how art can change the hate or the hatred or whatever. What are you going to do about it?
Sorry?
What are you going to do about it? Through your direction, through your movies, through your action, because you're all over the place. Whether it's through your movies, whether through Mr. Khan, telling me how to oil my hair, or, what to eat, what to drink, what to wear, anything.
I don't tell girls what to wear.
No, I'm sure.
Yeah,
whatever, you tell my husband, whatever, all right?
Girls can wear what they want.
Sure.
I just find them very beautiful.
Sorry about that. But yes, you're all over the place.
Yeah.
You affect all of us.
Yeah.
In another 5 years, the Indians would be, let's say the educated Indians would be the maximum in numbers, would be educated and aware of what is happening in the world.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do about it? What message do you have? What are you going to do through your movies?
Yeah.
Let me finish.
Yeah, please.
Let me finish. Because, you see,
You have
we
already.
have all these movies through Mr. Karanjor's movies, all right? We have gone through all this. I have gone through all this, all right? I will not refrain from that. I will not...
What she's trying to say with the woman with all this angst is, what are you going to do about it?
I understand,
Exactly.
respect
I
what
would
it
like
is.
to know because you affect all of us.
If you give me a
Because you
chance,
affect
us.
her tremendously.
Yes.
What are you going to do about it? This powerful question that stems from Wednesday.
No, I respect what you're saying, ma'am. I understand. And I know that you're asking me as not only an Indian, as just a human being, that am I following some responsibilities because of the platform that you have given me? I fully appreciate the fact that I am nobody if it wasn't for you watching Wednesday or one of my films or the audience. And I'm very thankful to you for it. And I do try. I won't say I'm going to change, like I said. I may not be able to change the way people hate each other, but I do try. I mean, तुझे देखा तो ये जाना सनम, प्यार होता है दीवाना सनम, अब यहाँ से कहाँ जाए हम, तेरी बाहों में मर जाए हम. And I do spread the word of love in the way that I know best. These lines were for you. Understood? Yeah. But नाम में क्या रखा है? Calm. No, absolutely, and that is more important than anything else. But we are responsible to a certain degree about what we say through our films. And I think a lot of us, I think Wednesday is an example. And there are a lot of other films, maybe the ones you haven't seen, and some that I haven't also made, which need to be made, which do talk about, which make you feel proud. I think Chak De India was that. I did talk about young people going out in sports, and I'm glad you like, yeah, baby, yeah, that's nice, yeah. I'm glad you liked some part of me. And but I swear, without any jokes, I want to make films which make a difference. I want to make a film not for you, that it'll make a difference to you. I promise to God, and I promise to myself, I will make films that will make a difference to my children. And that's more important than anybody else to me in the world. So I do make films that will make a difference to my children. I'll take you, you can come back home with me. We can go back together and
That was our last question, ma'am. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
We'll have this dialogue.
We have just this one last question. This
the
gentleman's
conclave.
been trying, and this question took a while. Very quickly, sir, this is our last question for the house.
Simple size and a multiple choice question type.
No, single.
I like his yellow tie. That's why I wanted him to
Shah
ask
Rukh,
this
this is
question.
Naveen from Aditya Birla Group.
Hi, Naveen.
Challenges of change is the topic. We, in the early 40s, you as well as a lot of people like us, we are the button-changing generation in today's world. We have not seen the computers and the screen when we were in a childhood. How would you like to give the message through your art or through any other media from our generation to the challenges of change? Because we have got the oldies this side, we have got the youth this side. Everybody refers to them. Nobody refers to our generation.
We are in midlife crisis, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. We are in a bad place, man.
I hope so. You appreciate our position.
Yeah, I understand that, yeah. Girls too young to date. Okay, but I'd honestly say, I think through our actions, because I think there's two ways to look at this. One is, hum in dono ke beech mein pis gaye hain. I don't understand the language of the youth, and sometimes I disagree with the generation which has come before me, and I'm like, listen, this is old. But I think we can also take a look at it. I'm a very positive thinking guy. I have never ever looked at anything which is negative, which is a message I keep passing to the youth of this country. I can be coming last in a race, and I think they'll just say, the race is the other way around, and I'll win it. I'm like that. I think positive till the last minute. The other way to look at it, and I think it would be true for us 40 age group guys. Well, let's try and learn from this side. And I think a lot to learn from this side, man. I mean, the words they use nowadays, why are you dissing me? And I think it's very cool to say dude. Did you know it's not cool to say dude anymore? So it's a problem now. And I think what we can do is to look at it positively, that this is not a bad place to be. I think through our actions, we are the best mix right now. I think we have our fathers who've told us some really, really nice things. So my father did. I'm sure everybody's father's done. And I think there's some really nice things we can tell our children, though they think it's old-fashioned, but learn a lot from them. I'm doing that. See, in my profession, it is very important. If I don't learn the language of youth, if I don't learn the language of the new cinema, I'm finished. Next Friday, it's over and done with. So I think in every business and in every walk of life, I think it applies. That if you don't learn the language of youth, you will be finished. So I'm trying to learn the language of youth. I'm trying to keep the experience of my father in the head, and I'm trying to show it through my actions. I think that's what we should try and do, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Shah Rukh.